Have you ever reached a major milestone or success and wondered, is this really it? Somehow not feeling the fulfillment, the joy, the elation that you thought would come with having reached that point? Want to find out why that is and how you can truly experience fulfillment and satisfaction? Stick around. Hi, I'm Snakard, and on this channel I help visionary entrepreneurs and transformational leaders like you to expand your impact while loving life every step of the way and without ever having to give up what matters most to you. Today we're talking about fulfillment, why it may be lacking, and what you can do to feel fulfilled at every step on the path to fulfilling your mission. Entrepreneurs are leaders by nature. We're go-getters. We're not the sit back and wait and see type. Being on, and maybe even being on full throttle, is what got us where we are. Since we humans tend to run with what we think is effective, that can lead to going and going and going without even bothering to stop and look up to see if you're still on the desired path, or to just push through till you reach the top without enjoying the path along the way. I recently had a real-life experience of this approach. There's a part of my usual exercise route that I refer to as the never-ending hill. When I walk it, I usually look toward the top and enjoy the beautiful surroundings as I go. But when I jog it, I keep my eyes down, just looking for solid footing one step at a time. If I do look toward the top, it seems way too far and way too exhausting, and I usually will downshift to a walk, which feels like complete and total defeat. I just started jogging again recently, so when I do make it to the top without having to downshift to a walk, it feels pretty freaking fabulous, like I conquered that hill. But if we're using this as an analogy for life, particularly when it comes to achieving goals in business, how often do you really pause at the top to celebrate, to soak in the success and revel in the moment without perhaps being prompted by a coach or partner or friend? I'll admit to many missed celebration opportunities myself. And I've had countless clients say to me, when I reach a goal, I think I must not have set a big enough goal or a challenging enough goal, or I immediately start looking to the next goal. If I reach it easily, I feel like I should have done more. Sound familiar? Despite all your outer success and achievements, you may be finding it's not as fulfilling as you thought it would be. Like you thought if you could just push through to a certain point, get the right credentials, or the 7-figure launch, or the feature in Forbes, you'd finally be able to breathe and enjoy having what you've worked so hard for. But the more you have to lose, and the more visible you are for the whole world to see it. So maybe you're afraid if you took your foot off the gas, it would all fall apart. You could lose everything you've built. And the really crazy part is that while you're afraid of losing it, at the same time, you may not even be sure if you want it anymore. Maybe you're starting to wonder if you built the wrong thing, or chased the wrong dream, or you need to start all over again, down a different path. Because clearly, this isn't it. This can't possibly be it. You'd be so much happier, more present, joyful, satisfied if this was it. Now, I'm not saying you never experience joy, satisfaction, fulfillment. Most of the time, things probably feel pretty awesome. But even if it's just some of the time, that can almost feel worse. It can feel so off from who you think you are or how you think you should be feeling with all that you've achieved and all that you have. So what's the deal? Why does it feel like this isn't it? Like something's missing or this isn't enough? The short answer is because you're human. Because in your humanity, way deep down, there's a part of you that feels or fears that you are not enough. I've said for years, I think that is at the core of all of our fears, our doubts, all the yuck in our life. Some version of feeling like you're not enough. But I've come to see a deeper layer, what I believe is the root cause of feeling like you're not enough, which is also the root cause of feeling like this is not it. It's that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And so in some ways you could say, this isn't it. It's not enough. I'm making light of it here, and honestly, I believe we choose this fabulously limited, messy human life. But think of it this way. Your soul is limitless, powerful, a beautiful, divine, magnificent extension of your Creator. But while you're here, you're kind of cut off from a lot of that. Think of a time you spent far from home as a kid or a young adult, and maybe you can get just a tiny sense of what this is like. Or think of a time you may have lost or questioned your faith, or felt abandoned, or felt all alone. It's kind of like that. Even if you're fortunate enough to know that you're still part of the family, that you're loved and missed, that you're going to get back home eventually, it's easy to feel separate, cut off, like part of you or your life is missing. And really, a big part of your innate spiritual capability is missing. I think part of the reason we love superhero stories is because on some level it resonates. We're all a little bit like Superman, here all alone, misunderstood, trying to belong and live a normal life, but not really able to freely express or fully access our powers. Remember that you are two beings in one package. Each part, spiritual and human, has its own design. The magic and the miracles come when you can maximize the inherent design. To freely live in full expression of who you really are and what you're here to do, without getting caught up in the aspects that stifle that expression or make you numb to the fulfillment of it. I'll soon be revealing my fulfillment factor framework to help you maximize the design of each part, to use it for you, free from the aspects that can inadvertently hold you back. In the meantime, check out the videos on your screen for more related to finding fulfillment on the road to success. And be sure to click subscribe while you're here to be notified of new videos. See you in the next one.